the science of emotional regulation, breaking down how the nervous system responds to safety and threat. Wait a minute, what am I doing? Hi, everybody. My name is Hari G. Darcy. Welcome back to Hari's Helping Hands. Wait, I already said my name before I introduced Hari's Helping Hands. Anyway, thank you so much for stopping by. My energy is slowly but surely coming back, so yay. Before we dive into this conversation, I wanted to point out a few things, okay? First off, thank you so much for sticking with Hari's Helping Hands. As we transition from the final weeks of winter, I want to give y'all a little heads up. My last scheduled post will be February 20th, 2026. Don't worry, I'll still be around, but I will be taking a little mental health break. When I come back, March 3rd, 2026, I'll have a clearer path for future collaborations with other writers. I think it is time to finally ask for help because, your girl I have a hard time asking for help sometimes. Of course, which I'm still learning in my personal and professional life. Anyway, I just wanted to keep y'all in the loop with what's going on with Hari's Helping Hands. Again, thank you so much for your support. If you don't mind, go spread the love with your fellow followers who's looking for solutions to their problems or want to come hang with us. This year's goal for Hari's Helping Hands, and just me personally as a writer and a novice podcaster, I guess, is to expand and call on the community when things get overwhelming. Especially after having a baby earlier than expected last month, and preeclampsia toxemia, which sucks, for real. And I'm telling y'all now, okay, when you deal with preeclampsia toxemia, just preeclampsia, okay, because I think the toxemia part was dropped, but even still, it's like an interchangeable condition. It's one and the same, realistically. But mine was triggered by high blood pressure and stress, which nearly caused me to have a stroke and a seizure, almost back to back after having my child, and then 3 days after having my child. So shortly I was discharged. 24 hours later, I had to go right back. So I haven't been out the hospital. Well, last month I wasn't out the hospital completely until maybe when my baby was almost 2 weeks old. So it was extremely frustrating. I'll give y'all more insights with that. If you're subscribed to Mama Hari's Healing, eventually I will write more about that experience. But for now, we're here with Hari's Helping Hands. We're focused with Hari's Helping Hands because today I do want to talk your ear off with the science of emotion regulations, okay? So, emotional regulation is the process by which individuals process, manage, and respond to their emotional experiences in adaptive and appropriate ways. It involves strategies to increase, maintain, or decrease emotional arousal and develops through biological factors and relational experiences across the lifespan, from infancy and childhood to adulthood. The autonomic nervous system, the heart of emotional regulation and processing, functions automatically and consistently, assesses the environment for safety and danger. This process is called neuroception, the brain's unconscious ability to detect threat before conscious thought even occurs. So that's crazy how our brains actually do this. Simply put, a person's nervous system determines safety before they feel anxious. When the brain detects safety, the prefrontal cortex remains active. This part of the brain supports reasoning, impulse control, emotional reflection, and decision making. In this state, people can pause, think, and respond intentionally, since it is something the nervous system allows instead of forcing it to happen. When the brain senses a potential threat, the amygdala takes control, shifting blood flow away from the prefrontal cortex toward the body's survival systems. Heart rate and breathing increase, intention narrows, and the body prepares to fight, flee, or freeze. For me, guys, always and forever remember, Mama Hari loves to fight, Mama Hari will flee, and I promise you, if I need to freeze, I will continue to freeze and be out of sight, out of mind, okay? But seriously, in this state, emotional regulation is biologically unavailable, as stress prioritizes survival over logic. What many people don't realize is that psychological threat activates the same neural circuitry as physical danger. Experiences such as rejection, abandonment, unpredictability, chronic stress, sleep deprivation, and emotional invalidation all register as threats to the nervous system. Over time, repeated exposure trains the brain to remain on high alert, creating a state of chronic dysregulation. So, I want to touch on this paragraph just a tad bit. Remember earlier when I told you guys that preeclampsia toxemia is like heck in a handbasket? It really was for me. I was dealing with a lot of unpredictability when it came with my health. My blood pressure went from, I'll just throw out some numbers. It started out with 118/76. And then it jumped to 135/89. And then it jumped to, I believe I was like 195/124. Now, some of y'all who know, the blood pressure realm, yeah, I can feel you. Dang, girl, what's wrong with you? Yeah, I can feel that. For those of you that, don't understand blood pressure very well, everything, it's like a unpredictable variable. We talk about blood pressure, we talk about high cholesterol, things like that. But you have to pay very close attention to your body as well as the environment. For me, I am 4'10". Actually, I'm 4'8", but I lied on my driver's license. I'm not too sure out here in the state of Texas if, they classify me legally as a midget, and I don't want to find out. Because if I find out and I'm considered a midget, oh man, y'all better not be on the streets when I'm driving. Because I will remove my pillow and my phone books. But that's besides the point. I'm 4'10". I currently weigh 135 pounds. And when my preeclampsia kicked in, it was actually the last 2 weeks of my pregnancy, but it really and truly revved up within the last 24 to 48 hours. What was extremely unusual was my right leg swole. Like, it went from balloon feet to balloon leg underneath the knee, and then the entire leg from thigh all the way down to my foot. I could still move around. I still had circulation, but it really looked like I was just a big girl, a big girl trying to wear Cinderella shoes and clothes. Another thing that really caught me off guard was my left hand. My left hand was swollen. It really looked like I was a plus sized girl. But as you looked further down my wrist into the forearm, it leveled itself out. So I was stressing. I was stressing out a whole lot. I wasn't even stressing because I was in pain and experiencing contractions. I was stressing because I did not want to go into any type of medical emergency where I may not wake up. That's my biggest fear, regardless of what anyone or anything has to say about my stress. That is the ultimate thing I just don't want happening to me. And I was dealing with a lot of sleep deprivation. My mom would even tell you, I did not sleep. I stayed awake for collectively, I stayed awake for over 24 hours. In one day alone, I actually stayed awake for 20 to almost 22 hours straight after having the baby. And the doctors would even say, hey, Hari, go to sleep. It's okay. We got you. My mom was like, hey, Hari, go to sleep. I'm right here with you, baby. As soon as my baby cried, I woke up. It was to the point where the nurses and the doctors and my mom was like, hey, keep this baby quiet. Keep this baby quiet, because as soon as this baby cries or it grunts or it does anything but sleep, this girl is going to wake up. I know this baby is okay, but my daughter is not okay. Well, that's what my mom said. And she was right. My blood pressure just kept getting higher and higher. I've had a light taste of the early 200s, where your top number is 200 and your bottom number is just already in the triple digits. Yeah, that's me. No seizures, no nothing. I felt fine. And it just did something to me. Emotionally, it really did a number on me, because I felt worthless. I felt like I wasn't strong enough to handle these stressors anymore. So when I sat down and wrote this piece, The Science of Emotional Regulation, I feel anybody that's going through any serious life changes, it doesn't just have to be medical. It can be non-medical. It can be situational. It can be environmental. It can be whatever that causes you to not be you. This piece is for you. My testimony is for you. Because at the end of the day, I am human just like you. I go through stuff just like you. It may be different, but I'm still going through it. And when you understand true emotional regulation, you begin to realize that it is not about suppressing feelings or forcing a sense of calm. Everyone around me in that hospital, except for my mom, they were forcing positivity on steroids. That's how I call it. They were forcing calm. They were forcing, well, just think positive thoughts, think happy thoughts, think, speak, do. And I'm like, guys, I'm not oblivious to the positivity, but whenever there's negativity in front of me, and then on top of that, obscure issues happening to me, and we don't have answers to these issues, positivity can kiss my hindquarters. Positivity can go somewhere in Oklahoma. Like, it can get blown away with Dorothy and Toto for all I care. Because I'm walking into this area, I'm walking into this phase of my life where it's completely unknown, but everybody's talking to me like I'm supposed to know. Emotionally, I really did feel invalidated. My nervous system picked up on all of that. Even when coming home, it took a very long time for me to regulate a piece of my nervous system. So I had to restore a sense of safety with my body. I had to practice consistent rest. I had to recreate predictable routines. I had to re-secure my relationship and reduce cognitive overload, so that way my brain can finally stand down from survival mode and stand up in comfort level mode. It's a lot of work. It really is. But at the end of the day, I just want y'all to remember that emotional regulation is not a personality trait. We need to stop talking and treating it like it's a personality trait. Like any biological system, it functions best when it is protected, supported, and allowed to recover. So yeah, you have to take care of yourself this trying season. That delivery experience, my entire pregnancy that I've gone through from last year on Mother's Day all the way up until last month, January 2nd, 2026, delivering my baby at 3:43 in the morning. As screwed up as it sounds, that's probably the best pregnancies I've ever gone through, but the most scariest ones that I've ever had in my life. And I've had enough pregnancies to know which one was the most scariest. I thought my stillbirth was scary. This last pregnancy was, because it wasn't the baby fighting for their life. It wasn't my baby anymore fighting. It was me. And the way that I was fighting, I was looking at a double-edged sword. To help bring down my blood pressure was getting an epidural. But I was scared getting the epidural because I didn't want it to destroy any neurological issues that I was dealing with. And it turns out my nerves was infected. Just a little. It wasn't bad. So again, there was a lot of elements going on in that delivery room. And you would think, when we watch these videos on YouTube or TikTok of moms recording their journeys and their pregnancies and stuff, you would think they would actually talk about the realities. But, to each their own. I actually don't mind talking about my realities because it ties into what I write. It was very challenging for me to regulate my emotions. Even now, a little over a month after having my baby, I'm still trying to regulate and feel safe at home. I had to let go of a lot. And I feel defeated. But still, treating Hari's Helping Hands more and more, less like a hobby and more like a passion. It's giving me a second chance to teach people new things, but also invite people into my life in a way where you and I are not overstepping each other's boundaries. We are equally supporting each other and there is no judgment. So I mean it when I say thank y'all so much for being part of Hari's Helping Hands. Thank y'all so much for your group silence if you didn't agree with something. Thank y'all so much for your actual involvements from the comments. I really like the comments. I don't care if y'all like it or share it. I love the comments. As you can see, I'm a talkative one. But commenting, chef's kiss to me for some reason. I just get so happy because it's like, yay, I'm talking to people. But shares, it's coming up there. It's like second, third place for me, maybe. I don't mind if other people jump into the conversation. It's free. I mean, who doesn't like free things? But that's besides the point. I'm just basically letting y'all know you're amplifying my mission. Y'all are amplifying my purpose to keep doing what I'm doing, even if there is no money coming in. Even if my back is still really and truly up against the wall and I'm trying my best not to break down and cry and push everybody out of my life. So thank you. Thank you for being part of Hari's Helping Hands. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for being yourself. Thank you for your beautiful perspectives, your journeys, your visions, your dreams. For God's sake, thank you to the people who just open up my email, halfway read it, then leave the email. Like, thank you. I don't know why I'm thank you, but thank you anyway. For those that are part of the podcasting journey, or should I say the re-podcasting journey, because my original podcast was total trash. I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all should have said something. You really should have, but that's okay. We learning, we growing, we learning together. Chef's kiss. Mwah. But I just thank everybody. So with that being said, I appreciate y'all being part of Hari's Helping Hands. We're going to go ahead and close this very quickly so we can move on with the next conversation. I hope y'all have a beautiful rest of your day. I want each and every one of you to know that you are loved. And I'm not saying it just to say it. I want you to know that I do love you. I think you're beautiful. You are needed. And no matter what, I'm willing to hold space for you. Even if it's just a very bad mom joke. Or maybe you want to hear about my life experiences so you can forget about your own. I don't care, as long as you're happy or you're trying to heal in a healthy way. I'll talk to y'all again soon.